Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Not a game. We talking about practice.
We thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Inside a different league, I'm coming. I'm flat out coming.
It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another edition of the Sports Report Podcast. I'm a host, Mr. William D. Morgan. Got a cast of thousands with me tonight. First, let me go ahead and bring in. Who I'm going to bring in first? Let me bring back somebody who hasn't been here in a minute. Bring back James Harden's greatest fan. She's his greatest fan ever. As you can tell by the tagline, Harden forever. Bring in Zoe. So what's up? You on mute.
Easy, can you hear me?
Good, you good. We got you.
All right, good. What's up?
What's up? All right, let's go ahead and bring in my man John. John, what's up?
Man, what it do?
What's going on, man?
What's going on? I see you with the fro out now. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. And like Foxy Brown, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm not playing with y'all.
Spray that though. You know
Next up, real quick, let me bring in somebody who have been on with us in a minute as well. Ambrose, what's up, man?
I can't match that fro, but I can try.
Oh,
man.
But it's good to be back. I've had some issues. I've had some trouble getting on the show. It's good to be back talking sports with you guys.
Good to be back. Good to have you back, brother. Good to have you back. And then we're my Geek Gauntlet contemporary on with me. Ando, what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
You saved the best for last, brother. That's all I gotta say. Save the best for last. Amazing.
Oh wait, we have someone else coming on.
Oh damn!
I haven't got to say this to you in forever. Shut your mouth, Ambrose. All right, shut your mouth.
All right, Spike Dudley.
Yeah, I'll take Spike Dudley, man. He got paid to get thrown to the table. And then I did want to shout out Zoe. I love the fro. You pull it off way better than Ben Wallace. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You pull it off way better than Mr. Ben Wallace. Oh, my defensive player of the year, Mr. Ben Wallace, who cannot score more than 10 points a game, any game he ever played. You pull it off way better. Thank you, Zoe.
Ben Wallace, refresh my memory. Is that the Pistons?
Yep. Ben Wallace. Yeah, he was the.
Wow. My folks better than Ben Wallace. I'm honored.
Yeah, that was him and Rip Hamilton, right?
Yeah, him and Rip.
The whole team was starting five that won the finals was him, Rasheed Wallace, Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, and Tayshaun Prince.
Yep.
That took the
Tayshaun Prince got the weirdest face you'll ever see.
But yeah, dude. Hey, and that was 20 years ago, man. 20 years ago, that was the
Pistons team.
Probably even weirder now.
Yep.
Let's not talk about that.
Let's talk about it, man. Right?
All right.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
Baby James Harden was shooting threes from the crib, man. That's what he was doing when that was going on, man.
I don't know.
Close enough.
Yep, close enough. Well, what's going on, man? What do we got tonight?
All right,
besides the Celtics beating the shit out of the Mavericks tonight.
Oh yeah, we're about to talk about
It's the comeback. Game 7. Game
Okay. What?
Game 7.
What? What?
Game 7. I'm trying to tell y'all. Mavs
Not the
coming
way this
back.
thing
Okay.
going, it ain't. Not the way
Mavs
this thing going, it ain't. It's gonna be a gentleman's sweep. Boston is up
Mavs
78
going.
to 52.
Mavs coming back. I'm trying to tell y'all.
They're not. Look, I am the first one that will eat my words. When I said it was Dallas in 6, there was a part of me that was like it was wrong, and I told Will about it when we were giving our
You
prediction
did.
that this is the same Boston team all playoffs. We've been waiting for them to drop the ball in some way, shape, or form. And yeah, they maybe dropped the ball in game 4, but they are coming out like the same Boston team that has played this entire playoffs, man. They're fundamentally sound. They're not making. I mean, 2 turnovers the entire first half of this game.
Yep.
2 turnovers, and then the ball movement is impeccable. 17 assists. They're shooting just at 50% for 3, 51% through the first half.
Mm-hmm.
When this Celtics team is playing, this is what happens.
But at this point, I think.
Can I point? I'm sorry to cut you off. I really am. I'd like to point out, because for the first time in at least my collective memory, we're in the middle of a decent NBA Finals, and people are actually talking about the WNBA. And I kind of wanted to just throw that out there because that's
we're gonna get into that.
I've never, as someone who's an avid sports fan, have ever seen that before.
Oh, you're gonna get into that. For
Dude,
real.
I don't see it as a bad thing. I see it as a good thing that we're talking
I see
about.
I see it as a very good thing for the WNBA. I would just like to point out, because it's not a bad finals, but we're in the middle of the NBA Finals. Usually, the WNBA is like mouthwash.
Hey, real quick, Rizzo, Michael Jordan got a message for you.
Stop it. Get some help.
Really? Because I said the Mavs coming back.
Get her, Will.
Was that him telling LeBron James to turn 82?
Wow.
Ain't no way in the world Dallas is gonna come back in this game. I love to see it. I would love to see it. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I don't think they coming back in this game.
I don't think so.
Let me ask you a question.
What's the count? What's the count in the finals?
3-1. If Boston wins tonight,
Boston.
yeah, if Boston wins tonight, it's over.
It's over.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's done. But no,
Let me ask y'all a question. And did Milwaukee basically hand Boston a championship by them trading them Drew Holiday?
No, because I do think Porzingis has made a big impact.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much in the later games because of that knee injury, but
Early on.
He definitely made a difference in the first game. They couldn't do
absolutely.
nothing with
Yeah,
it.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yeah. I think so because it gives them a reliable 6th man when he's not on the floor. Because I don't think he starts, does he?
But
He does. Al
He
Horford
does
is
start.
backup.
Okay.
But couldn't you argue that Boston won themselves a championship by being savvy enough to trade for him?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Milwaukee gave it up knowing they're in the same division. They knew who they were giving up. This is the same Drew Holiday they won a championship with.
Yeah.
Milwaukee gave it up, but as a baseball fan, I mean, and you know, someone who watches baseball, you know, these guys are sitting in the back room and, hey, what's the piece of the puzzle we need? Call my guy at Milwaukee and see what we can do. I mean, so did Boston build it or did Milwaukee give it to them? I mean, that's a good question.
If you one piece away, I would say you built it.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I mean, they were
I
already
agree with that.
constructed.
It probably could be a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if they didn't have Drew Holiday, they might not be ahead like they are now in this fight.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because if you don't have that one piece, you don't have that one piece. That's what separates. That's what separates the first round exit from a
player on the team. If you ask me, so
can we positively state that Drew Holiday is the reason that Boston is playing so well, or is he just one piece in that cog that this year Boston has played almost perfect basketball?
I
would say as the most casual basketball.
He might be the reason. Because
I would say as the most casual basketball fan on this panel that, from my point of view, he adds more than he takes away.
I mean, because in order to make that trade work, you got rid of Marcus Smart. So, and Marcus Smart was pretty much offensively challenged. So,
yeah,
I mean, you kind of have to look at it the way you looked at Dallas. The way you looked at the Dallas Cowboys in the late 80s.
Yeah, I know it got no sense.
He's not the offensive threat that Drew is.
God, no.
Nowhere near.
Nowhere near it.
He's not the point guard that Drew is. Like he was just a real defensive prowess. Like that was it. Like he was a voice in the locker room, cool. But your voice can't win shit.
Exactly.
You're not putting up points. Exactly.
But from a championship building point of view, you kind of have to look at what they did in the same way that Jimmy Johnson did with the Dallas Cowboys when he took over. Everyone thought he was nuts to give up Herschel Walker, and then he ended up with Emmitt Smith.
Ambrose, I just saw your handle. What the hell?
Wait a minute.
What the hell? Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh man.
But I mean, so sometimes if you're good enough, if you're good enough in the if you're good enough in the boardroom, and you're good enough in the and
wait,
you're
what are we
savvy enough.
doing? Go ahead. My bad.
Not a redhead.
Left. Okay. I was like, wait, where?
No, but I mean, okay. I was trying to make the Boston trade comparison because people thought Jimmy Johnson was nuts to give up Herschel Walker when he took over Dallas, and everyone thought he was crazy. You can't give up Herschel Walker. He ended up with Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and Troy Aikman. So I mean, you have these guys. These guys know what they're doing, and I think it is a combination of Milwaukee kind of probably could have gotten more given what Boston got out of it, but I think Boston knew what they were doing making the transaction.
No, going to the bathroom.
Yeah. Now,
so I had a quick question.
Sure.
I've been saying this since last year about the trajectory and the patterns of Celtics basketball and who their franchise players were supposed to be Tatum. But once again, Tatum is playing good. He's allegedly, I think, at half he got a combined amount that Kyrie and Luka had. But once again, he's showing up in the ninth hour. And basically, the Celtics had Brown been having the Celtics on his back during the whole series. So at this point, because the extension is coming up for Tatum, is it going to be the consensus? Because I'll be the first one to say I was hating on his left hand as well as the rest of the world, but he's come through phenomenally. He always put the team on his back. So are we going to start making the narrative that this is Brown's team opposed to Tatum's team? Because that's what I'm consistently seeing. I've been saying this since last year when they went against Doc Rivers' his trash ass. It's the same thing that happened. Granted, but it's the same thing. Brown was holding down the whole series, and Tatum wants to come at the ninth hour. So, are we going to start saying this is Brown's team, or what?
I'm going to argue. I'm going to argue and say no. I think it's Brown and Tatum's team. I don't think you have the success that Boston has if neither one of them are on the team. I think somehow.
No. What I'm saying is okay. So. Franchise player, you build the team around whoever.
Yeah. So you're asking me. You're asking me if I would pick Tatum or Brown.
No, what I'm saying is this team was built around Tatum. I think everybody knows that. But now it's looking like the person, just like when it was KD and Westbrook. Now the person turned into Westbrook. Now the person is Brown. So I would say the team person, the go-to, the look to win the games or whatever, hold the team down is Brown, opposed to Tatum.
I think basketball is a unique sport in the sense that it's a team sport, but you also need a figurehead.
Yeah.
And I say this because I grew up and I'm a lifelong New York Knicks fan. And that Knicks team in the 90s belonged to Patrick Ewing. Mm-hmm. And it's a very unpopular thing for me to say as a Knicks fan, but Patrick Ewing would have gotten nowhere without Anthony Mason or Charles Oakley.
Mm-hmm. I think people know that.
But those were not Anthony Mason and Charles Oakley's Knicks. They were Patrick Ewing's Knicks.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's hard to, and John, and I'll throw John Starks in there too.
But the reason I'm saying, if we go a whole series, that's my problem with Tatum. You're the franchise player, but every series it goes to, he comes up game 6 or game 7. So we went 5 games without you at all, brick or no show, and Brown held the game at least 2/3 of the whole series. So I'm just saying, I'm thinking about giving more credit because who's going to be MVP if this game closes out? Who's the series MVP? It's Brown, right?
Yeah,
exactly. So I'm just looking at, are we allotting more credit to him now?
So you don't like the concept of the guy white knighting at the 11th hour while the other guy's doing all the work.
Well,
is that I'm just trying to figure out what you're trying to say. Like the other guy's doing all the work and this guy's coming in and
plus the thing that bothers me, and I'm harping back more to what Zoe was saying.
Yeah.
You about to pay this man $300 million.
It's about to break the record again.
You're about to break the record again. What Boston supposed to do? Win this championship and break up?
Yo, they gotta keep everybody.
You're gonna give someone $300 million.
I mean, unless you fire being in a luxury tax.
Does basketball have a cap? I was about to ask. Do they have a cap or a tax?
Tax.
Or are we thinking too much like a LeBron or KD? Brad Stevens is the GM of the team, correct?
Yes.
Brad Stevens is one of those guys that could sit Brown and Tatum down and be like, look, you guys are worth this much. I know you guys could go to Atlanta. You guys can go to Brooklyn and get this money. Or put your egos aside, take this percentage of a cut, and stay with the winning team. Where it's not just LA's going through the fact of, is it LeBron's team or is it AD's team? KD and the Suns are going through the same shit as well. Maybe Brad Stevens is ahead of the curve and saying, we don't need just one guy to run it, right? It takes two guys. We've proven this year to win a championship. And if you have the right pieces around it, we're good to go. Dallas has Luka and Kyrie, who I think everybody on the panel agreed going into the finals that those two were more fundamentally better at basketball than Tatum and Brown. Yet Tatum and Brown, with the pieces that Stevens
pieces.
Exactly. So if you're
I don't mean to cut you off, Andrew, but I just want to prove your point.
Yeah.
PJ has not come at all during this season.
He doesn't have an ounce of consistency.
Lively, I would say, Lively or Kleber has been the third option for Dallas this series. Yep. And when PJ hasn't been there, it's hurt Dallas. I think if I'm Brad Stevens, and like I said, I think Brad Stevens is that smart. He's been the head coach at the college and NBA
smart
level.
As hell, man.
Yep. He is getting ahead of this. He is getting ahead of this to the point where it's okay. We know we can win with this team. People are going to ask for money. What can we do as an organization to stop that right now? And I think Stevens, given the credit that he has, will find a way to keep it both guys together while still getting into their egos. Because I don't.
Yeah, because I was about to say, and again, not to cut you off, but they're smart and they're savvy. And
Stevens is both.
Are you going to be able to get these guys in a room? Because we're past the days of Pat Riley and Jerry Krause, where you can massage the egos and say, "Hey guys, we got something special. Come in, take a couple $1 million less, and we can make history together." Those days are gone.
I would
say that it's a smart move on both of them. Well, on the part to keep them together, like you're saying, they're getting out ahead of the curve before they become so valuable. They want to peak them up because they've proven they've been to the finals twice already before this time. So it's just like, all right, now we finally had the pieces. Let's really not fumble this, because if they fumble it, that's their ass, basically.
See, and I'm going to probably be the minority of this decision. Maybe I don't watch basketball as much as you guys do, but I don't see Tatum or Brown having that ego of a KD or a LeBron where it's, you have to pay me. If Tatum and Brown see that, hey, this is working, let's keep the team together. If it means we have to sacrifice what we're making, we'll make all that money back in endorsements. Stick with the team. Keep it together. And I think Brad Stevens will do a good job in this offseason trying to make it work.
How long is Porzingis' contract? Is it a year?
I think he's 2, because that was the contract that he got from Dallas when they traded Porzingis for Irving, wasn't it?
All right.
I'll find out. Unless you're finding it out too. Will's probably looking it up already.
But yeah, that's the thing that gets me. And I know all these guys are already signed long term. I think Porzingis, as we talked about, was signed long term. I know Drew Holiday was as well. So they may be able to. So they may be able to do something for a couple of years.
Yeah. So this year and next year is when he signed through. Next year's contract for Porzingis will be a $29.2 million hit.
In 2 years.
Yep.
Just a 2-year deal.
This year and next.
Yep. And then you got Drew Holiday. He's another couple of years. So, we'll see what they do. Not saying that anybody else in the East can get better because
I mean
healthy.
But
that's what I was gonna say, John. Piggyback on what you said. Everybody was just like they didn't have an all the way healthy Murray, so we don't know how. Even though in my head, I don't. Do y'all think the Nuggets get another ring before it's all said and done? Because I would say that might be over. I don't know.
No, and the only reason why I say that, is because they got exposed. And
I'd like to ask a question.
And because they got exposed, they see that. They know what they have to do now. They see
the weakness, yeah.
Yeah, they see their weakness. And they should have never let your boy head over to Indiana. They should have never let him go.
Thank you. Bruce Brown. Should have never let him go.
You should have kept him.
Because KCP was a no-show.
Yep.
He was supposed to be a three-point shooter.
Yep.
Aaron Gordon didn't show up. Toward the end of the series, he showed up in the beginning, but
then they showed that they had to change what's the name's pace of the game. So he over here playing faster than he normally does, and
and Joker's getting tired.
Right.
They see their weakness. They need another big, and they need a wing that can go out and try.
I mean, KCP was that last year, but Bruce Brown was that constant 15 points off the bench that you needed.
Yep.
From a third player.
Yep.
Granted, Michael Porter Jr. has gotten better. He's gotten better each year.
You could say between Porter and Gordon that the two of them could mark a third, but then again, you're putting yourself behind the 8 ball if you need 2 people to be your third superstar.
They need another big.
What I noticed, Bruce Brown was he was 15 points every finals game, every game. He was consistent.
What's up, Ambrose?
Can you guys explain to me, because it's really, I know money has affected professional sports over the last 30 years, and it's affected each and every professional sport.
Oh, yeah.
But what has it been about basketball in the last, and I'll date it back to when LeBron took his talents to South Beach. What has made basketball the most transient of all the sports? Because these guys are changing teams like they're changing underwear.
Well, it started.
So what is it like? You got a hockey player, he sticks around for 5 years. You got a baseball player, he'll be around for 3 or 4 seasons. Basketball, you don't even know if this guy's going to be here by the All-Star break.
I have a great answer for you. Because the old stars, actually, I would say the genesis, I would say, would be KG. KG was the first superstar that made a move, that transitioned where he joined other forces and he got a ring.
Yep.
Was that the Celtics? Okay.
Yes, Hey, what do you know? The last team that won a championship ring in Boston.
And prior to that, you were having superstars, like you said, Patrick Ewing, people that were sticking to teams for their whole career, not getting rings. And it's just like, I wouldn't even say so much rings, is you get so much criticism about being successful and not getting a ring, which promotes.
It is Michael Jordan's fault.
So okay. If you want to say Michael Jordan, okay.
It's Michael Jordan's fault. It's because when he left,
the reason Charles Barkley, Clyde Drexler,
those 2 years.
No, Clyde Drexler got a ring.
Stockton.
I got one later.
Yeah, Stockton, Karl Malone.
But there's a lot of rings.
All these top 50 players. Yeah, he did, but Jordan wasn't playing. That's why he got it.
If Jordan wasn't playing, Charles Barkley would have a ring.
I wouldn't even say as much. It's ringless. It's ringless. They put so much weight on rings, even though it's just like Adam Morrison got a ring.
I mean, I understand. I understand what you're saying, but
I gotta say,
that was a good point, though.
The whole point of playing at that level is to get a ring.
Yeah,
the whole point of playing at that level is to win.
That's why they switching teams like draws. Except Carmelo. Carmelo didn't give a F. He was just like, I don't care.
Carmelo's about the money.
Carmelo was like,
the rest
Carmelo was like, do I have enough money to smoke enough weed? And if I do, I'm good.
No,
Carmelo didn't win a ring with the Lakers.
No,
he wasn't a part of that bubble team. That won a ring?
No, he came in like
Carmelo's on the Knicks for a long.
Yeah, no, because he played his first. Hold on, he played his first 6.5 seasons with Denver.
Right.
Then
he went to the Knicks.
And the next 6.5, 7 years, he was with the Knicks.
Yep.
And then
he
I think he went to OKC.
And you know what?
then
I'm not a
Houston,
fan of Carmelo
then
Anthony, but he stuck it out with the Knicks.
Yeah,
that nigga done did everything, but I will give him props though. He's done everything but won a ring.
Yeah, like he's stuck. He could have taken his talents to South Beach.
I got a question for you, Will.
That took one the greatest Olympian of all time and won in Syracuse.
So I got a question for you, Will. Let's say 2013, right? When the Bulls, so what year was it that the Bulls were chasing after LeBron? Was it 2009 at the decision, right?
Yeah.
Instead of LeBron, if the Bulls would have chased after Anthony, would the Bulls have won a ring?
No.
Wait. You telling me the Bulls were going after LeBron when they had Derrick Rose?
Okay. So back in 2010, when LeBron made the decision to go to South Beach, the Bulls were set up perfectly because Derrick was still on his rookie contract.
Yep.
They had just gotten Joakim Noah at a decent price, and they had the cap space to sign LeBron and one other player. So
and
when
Derrick
LeBron
Rose was going to help LeBron get to page 2 of his book.
Yep. Then Carlos Boozer signed from Utah to Chicago, which kind of did that. Hey, we're enticing LeBron. Let's go, LeBron.
Right.
But at the same time, Carmelo was in that phase where it's like, do I want to stay with Denver or do I want to go somewhere else? Because I think at that point he signed. Did he sign that extension with Denver and then get traded to New York? Is that how the extension happened?
No, he went to New York first, and then he went to Denver.
It's so wild because I didn't even know the Bulls was after him. I thought the whole Bulls thing happened.
It was
the Bulls were
that team later on.
Ando, do you remember?
They didn't need him.
And Ando, do you remember later on down the line, they were going after Kobe.
Yep, 2007. They were willing to trade Luol Deng.
They were going after
Gordon and like 2 other players for Kobe.
Let me flip that question because as a Knicks fan, I remember everyone expected LeBron to go to New York. Everybody expected LeBron to be. Everybody expected LeBron.
The Knicks expect a lot.
The Knicks expected. Everybody was waiting for LeBron to say he's taking his talents to Manhattan. If LeBron and Carmelo are in Madison Square Garden, does that start a dynasty in New York?
It wouldn't have happened, and here's why. Because part of the reason that Carmelo went to New York was because LeBron didn't sign. Had LeBron signed with New York, they would not have had the cap space to get LeBron, Carmelo, and Amari Stoudemire because that was the same.
Melo had one of the biggest contracts in that time.
There is no way that they would have had all three on that team at the same time. Contract-wise, money-wise, it would not have happened.
That's fair, and also
even though Dolan a dumbass, it still wouldn't.
And Dolan's a dumbass.
So and then the situation that you run into is if you do that super combined team of Melo, LeBron, and Anthony. Now you don't have a point guard because they wouldn't have had Jeremy Lin at that time. Who do you have bringing up the ball? You basically are running into the same.
Go to the Knicks.
To be honest, I don't think LeBron would have done well in Chicago.
Oh yeah, Phil.
You don't think he would have?
I don't think he would have. I think LeBron has a fragile ego, and if he steps into Chicago and he's in MJ's shadow, I don't think he likes it.
He would have stepped to New York. He would have stepped to Manhattan. He would have been dead. Because that media is no joke.
Yeah, that media would have torn him apart.
He goes to a team where he's constantly compared to Michael Jordan. He doesn't do well.
No, okay. I have a question. Since we talk about media, do you think LeBron would have survived at the Sixers? Because Philadelphia is a mean ass place.
Nope.
He would have.
Show about wouldn't.
He would have gone up to a Philadelphia Eagles game and got pelted with snowballs like Santa Claus.
He would have because Philadelphia has less of a press. The two hardest places to play are LA and New York. Because you go to New York, even if you go at Mets, Yankees, whatever, you're answering. New York City alone has 7 newspapers.
Facts.
Then you're answering the international news. Then you're answering the TV news. Then you're answering the local news. Then you're answering this. You're talking to at least 120 media outlets in one clip. And if you say something wrong, it's your ass.
But you forget though. Wait, Casey's not here, but KC is a typical Philly fan. They hate their own city. They live to hate and watch their own team fail. They hate it.
Man, let the Eagles win a championship. Let the Eagles.
You can't love something if there's nothing to love.
They're haters.
Hold on. Didn't the Eagles win a championship? And then they were like, "Oh, hey, if we'd have had a better running back, we would have like completely smashed." You guys already won the championship. What the hell are you guys complaining about?
Their most iconic thing is broken. The thing that symbolizes their city has a crack in it.
Oh yeah,
it's city. It's Philly.
That Liberty Bell, boy. Hey, let me ask y'all this. Pivoting away from the NBA Finals, the Hawks looks like they're gonna keep that pick. They look like they're gonna keep that number one.
You said that really fast.
They are dumb. They are dumb if they go after Bronny James. I'm telling you right now, they're dumb if they go after
Bronny James. Y'all think Bronny ready? I don't.
I don't do it. Is whoever.
There's an angle if they do go after him.
Atlanta picking.
You think they might do like a 3-way trade if they get him?
Not if LeBron doesn't have a say of where he goes.
Like, well, never mind. Go ahead.
At this point right now, I think everybody on the panel knows that LeBron's next stop is wherever Bronny plays.
Yeah, and that's why I wouldn't draft Bronny because I don't want to deal with LeBron.
Well, okay, so don't get me wrong. Would I like to have LeBron on my team? Dan, I wish you were here because I would get you to smile on your face and say yes. Even at 40 years old, LeBron is still one of the top 10 players in the game. I would be dumb as hell not to bring LeBron onto my team. But to sacrifice a first overall pick, knowing there are better players in the draft.
Am I getting no first round pick for no damn Bronny? Bronny ain't the best.
Right, dude.
My problem with it is, and I see where you're going with it, Ando, is if you draft Bronny James, you have LeBron coming in and speaking for two people, and then you still have to deal with the person he's speaking for.
Exactly.
And I wouldn't want. I just wouldn't deal with it.
At the very best, to me, and y'all can agree or disagree. At this stage of where he is right now, I think the best he'll be is a good defender.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see him doing much more than DJ Strawberry did.
Because I can't see him I don't see him having handles. I don't see him being able to shoot the ball incredibly well. Mid-range.
The kid averaged what, 9 points a game at USC?
USC.
I think he averaged that much.
I think the talent is behind him. I think the talent is Bryce. That's why I think that's the talent right there.
Absolutely.
That's why I think it's Bryce. It's not Bronny.
That kid can.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
because if you go back and look at Bronny, he don't necessarily have prototypical size. He don't have the handles, the passing, the eye for passing. Because a lot of times, and I'm still in a quote from Shannon Sharp, if God gives you talent, a lot of times your offspring ain't getting that same talent.
Nope.
And I'll piggyback off of that. And when Wanda Sykes, when Ted Williams wanted to have when Ted Williams died, and his kid wanted to have him cryogenically frozen so he could clone him, and Wanda Sykes said, "Why you want to clone your dad? He didn't do nothing for you."
No.
I'm just saying. I don't like that. I don't know why they're keeping that.
Well, I'm gonna be the opposition. I'm gonna defend Bronny. Not to say that he should go in the league just yet.
Nothing less.
Yeah.
No, not because of that. Not to be
John, she's gonna dump Harden for Bronny James. That's what she's gonna dump Harden for Bronny James.
No. All right, now I know Ando's smoking crack because there's no way she would do that.
No way.
No way.
But I will say for Bronny though, I'm an underdog person, so that's the only reason I'm putting it out there. Everybody said that everything that Kobe was able to accomplish at his size and his position, he wasn't able to do. They said he was actually undersized for like what he did. His vert was not like that. No. His size was not like that. He was not the best at whatever he did, but basically he pushed himself to be whatever position he was because everything they said he was under, like he wasn't the best in his physical ability. He was like mid, real talk, when it comes to all his athleticism. So the fact that he was able to overcome that, I'm going to be an advocate and hope that Bronny can do something because there's been many people that.
But
elevated or celebrated over their, their ability or talent.
Can I say this though?
Extrapolating on what you said just now with Kobe. Yes, I had to use a big word. I have to use one every once in a while, or else I don't.
Wrong big word, bro.
But extrapolating on that.
Spell it.
No one EXTRAPULI. Damn it, I fucked up.
Yo.
Man.
I missed the T. Anyway, but the Lakers front office is bar none. And when you watch Shaq's interview on how he got to the Lakers, you can see where Kobe's success comes from, because they had Kobe in their sights and they knew how to build. And when Shaq knew Orlando wasn't going to sign him,
they weren't going to give him as much money. They were he wasn't going to get the same amount of money.
sent in, and Shaq breaks it down, and you can look it up. And he says, "Look, we got a kid coming in, kind of green, needs a lot of work, but together you guys are going to win some championships."
That's Jerry West.
Yeah, that's Jerry West for you. Rest in peace, Jerry West.
Rest in peace, Jerry.
There's no one that thinks like that in the NBA right now.
Let me bring this up. Let me bring this up too, because we haven't been here in a minute. Let me bring this up too. The Lakers up here lowballing coaches. How the hell you gonna give that man that little amount of money to live in LA? Granted, y'all, it costs money to live in LA, y'all. It costs money.
I'm sorry, you skipped on me. Give who?
Bobby, Hurley, Coach Hurley from UConn.
Coach for UConn.
They get that man 60, 70 million. Now here's the thing.
What's that get him? A studio apartment?
But Ty Lue got the same amount of money now.
But here's the thing.
Get him a studio apartment in the bathroom?
From LA. He from LA. He's been there. He been there for a minute. This man coming from the East Coast. Out west.
Over in LA too.
And it's like state taxes are killer. So you giving that man 60 million, half of it gone in state tax.
Well, let me say this. First of all, they had Darwin Ham. Darwin Ham was the EBT coach. They had this man on full stamp. He was just there. He was happy to be there. He was the EBT full stamp coach.
That is an awesome line.
They still on that EBT budget, which is why they tried to give him that lowball answer. Because they done
with the Bucks.
They done squandered their funding at this point with how they did LeBron, how they try to appease all that foolishness.
Back with Lawrence Fishburne.
But you know what that means, though, right? Y'all know what that means. Darvin ain't stupid.
Darvin ain't talking about the NBA. Has anyone noticed that Al Bundy is playing the old owner of the Clippers on TV right now?
Saved them bread coupons and the food stamps, and that's why he's okay now, because he knew it wasn't going to last forever.
Hey, but Darvin will be all right, because you know where he went. And he went to the Bucks. And it's like, we just waiting on the other shoe to drop with Doc. That's all we're waiting on.
But listen.
Hey, $60 million in Milwaukee is like
let me just say this.
$5 in LA.
If I was Dame, Damian Lillard, I would ask, as soon as I knew that Darwin was coming, I already have trash ass Doc Rivers, I would ask for an immediate trade.
Damn.
I would have put the trade.
Damn.
Why does everyone hate Doc Rivers?
Zoe say, damn, he can't get by with neither one.
Why does everyone hate Doc Rivers? What did Doc Rivers ever do to anybody?
Hates Doc
I'm
Rivers.
coming here to win championships, and you're gonna leave me not with just one trash ass coach, but two? Absolutely not. I'm gone. Have a good day.
Let me ask you a question. Is Darvin really that bad of a coach? The man went to the Western Conference Finals and won the Eastern in-season tournament.
Oh, yeah, the in-season tournament is something.
With the Lakers? Are you talking about with the Lakers?
Hey, to be fair, LeBron didn't get cramps once.
Hey, but that's my thing, though. But that's my thing with the Lakers, because you fired Vogel after he won a championship. You fired him. You fired him after he went to the Western Conference Finals.
Hold on. Well, I got to stop you right there. I didn't realize we were dealing with the David Temper of the NBA. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying. He's got shortcomings. Do not get me wrong. He's got shortcomings. He's not the best X and O's guy. But look at the Lakers. The Lakers don't exactly put you in the best situation to freaking win.
No. It was a losing situation from the get-go.
Right.
It was a losing situation from the get-go. But the thing is, no. we see Darwin Ham don't be like. First of all, we saw Doc Rivers don't be drawing up plays, and Darwin Ham don't do it either. So what the hell y'all about to do? What the hell y'all about to do? What y'all about to do? I just want to know. It's about to be a hot ass mess. I'm leaving.
Yep.
And you know who I feel sorry for? And he asked for all of this. He asked for all the smoke. Giannis.
This is horrible. And then not only is he not going to be able to do the deed with his wife and have nightmares about the Pacers, now he's going to have nightmares about his trash ass staff.
Let me ask this, right? Let me ask this. If you're
anyways, guys, it's been good. I got to go.
If you're, okay, bye, Phil.
All right, then.
Let's see.
All right, now, how was
All right, Zoe,
all right.
down.
One thing I want to do say before I leave, Mavs in 7. Bye. I gotta go.
Oh damn! Damn,
Right,
said, I gotta play suspect. She's I got to play this. I got to play this. That's
I gotta ask it like this, right? With what Zoe's saying, if Lillard is going to entertain a trade, right, from Milwaukee, do you think it is in Milwaukee's best interest to look at Phoenix? Lillard going to Phoenix, because that gives Phoenix a point guard. You can trade away Bradley Beal, still gives a number 2 to Milwaukee.
Yeah, but then you heard the 4-point guard.
Well, you think Milwaukee going to trade
Damian Lillard says, "Give me the F out of here"? Hey, yeah.
The only reason why
would Milwaukee do that
I'm not
trade?
saying I would make the trade. I'm not going to make a team I possibly play in the NBA Finals, that much stronger, right?
He about to go join John Wall out of the league.
Yep.
And I honestly think John Wall would still be a good backup point guard.
I think so. I mean, the dude reminds me a lot of Derrick Rose, where the dude got harassed by injuries. And then the team that they built around him, while it was competitive, it wasn't good enough to win a championship in the East. Not when you're taking on LeBron every year.
I mean, hell, if you're going to look at it like this, if you got Pat Bell stood in the lead right now, why not John Wall? Why not?
Thank you.
If Pat
John Wall would have fit right in with that Lakers. He could have ran that offense off the bench.
Well, John Wall on Phoenix. It gives you a point guard that's necessary.
Thank you.
Why is today's NBA?
Phoenix is stupid for not playing Bo. I don't care what nobody says.
Why is today's NBA so resistant to comeback players? Because I mean, I remember when Chris Webber had his issues, but then he found his footing and he came back, and I mean, he didn't have the career he should have had, but he ended on a good note. He ended with a pretty halfway decent career. But I mean, now it's kind of like the NBA. You mess up and they send you to the island of misfit toys.
Yeah. The NBA is different than what it was 20 years ago, man.
Like they don't allow people to come back.
All right, real quick. Because I do want to talk about a few other things. NFL, and it looks like Deshaun Watson is ahead of schedule. That Cleveland roster looks good.
Oh, so he's getting his massage early?
Can the Browns
will Robin Kraft be there?
Can the Browns compete? Can they compete in that division?
Not yet.
If Deshaun is the Deshaun of old,
they competed in their division last year.
Yep.
No,
without
not yet.
Deshaun.
Not yet. You can't that division beats the hell out of each other. I say they can compete. They can compete to get out of the cellar. They could probably beat Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh's rebuilding. But as long as Baltimore is who Baltimore, as long as Baltimore is who Baltimore is, and as long as Cincinnati has Joe Burrow, it's Baltimore or Cincy right now. And there's not much breathing room for anyone else.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'll play Zoe's part for this spot.
Thank you.
Why. So, as much as I want to hate on Deshaun, and I think 70-80% of America want to hate on Deshaun. Deshaun has talent. When his head is in the game, when he's training the way that he's supposed to, and he's hitting practice the way that he's supposed to, maybe not top 10, but I will give him top 12 quarterbacks in the NFL when he is on his game.
When he's right.
The problem is since 2020, because he was gone 2021, got suspended for those 6 games in 2022, couldn't stay healthy in 2023. The problem is he can't stay on the field. So if Deshaun stays healthy, Cleveland has a shot to win the North. I'm going to catch shit from Ambrose, and that's fine.
I respectfully disagree.
I just do it because Deshaun's abilities with Nick Chubb coming back from injury, we don't know how Nick Chubb is going to be. So if you can get a quarterback that can run and
does he still have Amari Cooper?
Yes, he still has Cooper.
He does.
You'd be good for your home game.
If you can get Deshaun, I would say at even 80% of what he was when he was with the Houston Texans. That team compete. They have the defense to compete.
They competed with Joe Flacco.
Yep.
And no Nick Chubb.
And I think.
Yeah, but he competed with like 80-year-old Joe Flacco. He didn't compete with Joe Flacco.
My point is, Browns competed.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, I see what you're saying now. I'm sorry.
And no Nick Chubb.
I think I think anybody would take an 80% Deshaun Watson over Joe Flacco. So my answer is,
and I would say I'm not anybody, and I'm passing.
Oh, okay, and that's fair enough, man. But my realistic take is this: is if Deshaun stays out of trouble, keeps his head out of his ass, and practices with the team the way
it's
that
not
he's
the head; it's the masseuse's. It's the masseuse's hands.
Yep. If Deshaun isn't a dumbass, the team will compete.
Yes.
I don't. Maybe for the third wild card spot, but that division's locked up by Cincy and Baltimore. I don't see it.
You said it yourself. The division keeps itself up. I hate
with the seething passion the city of Baltimore. If the city of Baltimore was on fire, I wouldn't piss on it.
That's fine.
But they are not going. They are they are not going to lose that division to Cleveland.
Dude, that is going to be the toughest division in football this year. It'll be just like last year.
Always
all the
is.
Teams finish above 500.
It always is, and Cleveland is always a step behind.
Oh Jesus!
It's getting ugly. It's getting ugly in that game. It's getting ugly.
I just looked. It's 102-78. Jesus,
it's ugly. It's getting ugly. If it wasn't already there, it's there now.
Yep.
All right. One more thing, and then we'll go ahead and jump on out of here. Ambrose, you got anything baseball-wise you want to share?
Yeah, I was just going to go over some facts and figures. We got a really competitive it's developed into one of the most competitive seasons I've seen before the All-Star break. So let me just break down some standings because, without Angel Hernandez to talk about, and quite frankly, I'm tired of talking about him, there hasn't been much. But we've got a AL Central with, when you take out the White Sox, you've got 4 teams within striking distance. The AL West is no, they're not that good, but 7 will love it because the Red Sox are performing higher than expected, and you kind of got if they can get hot, they can catch the Yankees. So you've got a menage a trois between the Yankees, Orioles, and Red Sox in the American League, which is really it's going to get really interesting as the summer heats up. Then you go to the National League.
Go look at the West. Look at the Mariners.
You go to the National League, and then you have the Phillies and Braves. Braves are 8 games behind, but another hot streak can take that. Grimace threw out the first pitch at the Mets Stadium, so that signifies their season being over.
Why do you call that, man?
It was literally Grimace. They had the actual character.
And you're on mute.
What? It was literally Grimace. They had the actual character throw the first pitch out. It's not like I'm saying anything mean about anybody. The Mets thought it was a good idea to call McDonald's and say, hey, Grimace.
Grimace to throw the first pitch.
They couldn't even get the Hamburglar. They couldn't even afford the Hamburglar. He actually has arms. All right, and so we go back to the standings. The Nationals are surprising at 1 game below 500, which is surprising me. The NL West, really, Dodgers running away with it. I'm sure Erica loves that. One of the most interesting though is the NL Central because all 5 of those teams, they're within 9 games of each other, so it could shift in any given week. The Brewers are holding on to it right now, but you've got the last place team sitting at 34 and 38 is the Reds, but they're only 8.5 games behind. So the NL Central keep an eye on that going through the season because that's going to be a really, really interesting race to watch.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yeah, we got you.
Wait.
Okay, cool. No, I was going to say the Mariners 8.5 games up against the Rangers. They just beat the Rangers in a 3-game sweep. Gotta love that. But I was going to make a comment. Is it that division is that tough and the Mariners are just playing really good baseball, or is it that the division is weak? Because now that I'm looking at it, every team besides the Mariners are at least 5 games below 500. So, yeah, they're winning the division, but how are they playing against other teams in the AL and the NL?
You know, I mean, I think the AL West is one of the weakest divisions of baseball, but all you got to do is get to the dance.
Yep. Another thing about it too, the Mariners are 16-19 away from home, 27-12 at home,
27-12 at T-Mobile Park. I like the hat, by the way,
because none of that matters. Once you get to the dance, all you got to do is get to the dance. Once you get to the dance, the rest of it doesn't matter because you just get hot and you take it from there.
Here we go. All right. Anybody got anything else they want?
We were going to talk WNBA, right?
Yeah, I was going to mention something. I didn't want to get too volatile with it, but I will ask: was it right for Caitlin Clark to get snubbed off the U.S. team?
Was it right? I don't know if it was right, but I almost feel like she deserved to be on there.
Yep.
And the only reason I say that is because you look at all the other USA teams, they had somebody college-wise that was superstar,
right?
Championship, whatever it was.
Yep.
Right.
2, I love Chelsea Gray. She plays for the Aces. She averaged like 15 and 7 in the finals, I think, something like that. She was like the glue piece in the solidarity of that team. But she hasn't played all year this year.
She's been hurt.
Who else do you put right there? Why not Caitlin Clark?
See, and I'll argue
you have everybody else that deserves to be on that Olympic team.
I will argue Brittany Griner not being on the team.
I think
Griner is on the team. I think
she is, and I don't think she should.
But is Griner?
Because he just came back.
There might be a legal
reason. He just came back like 3 or 4 games
Griner's
ago.
issues in Russia. Is Griner allowed to travel?
Yes.
Yeah.
She is.
Yes.
Okay.
She's allowed to travel. And I get where Ando's going with it. I get it.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that Caitlin Clark. Is it bad that they snubbed her? Sure. I think there's a lot of the publicity end of things. Think about how much money Team America could make if Caitlin Clark is on that team, because now
she has a following, man.
Exactly, right?
Her and Angel Reese,
she does.
And the NBA, the WNBA, is really missing the bus on this, because her and Angel Reese, this could be the WNBA's version of Bird and Magic. And this is bringing a lot of attention to the league. That's why I brought it up earlier when we were talking about the NBA Finals, because we're in the NBA Finals. People talk about the WNBA. I've never seen that before. And they really need to get it together and market it, because Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese can turn this league into something. Yeah. And it won't be NBA dollars, but they can turn it into something that means something and doesn't lose $50 million a year.
You don't need it to be NBA. You want it to be WNBA money. And what's another rivalry? What's another rivalry that you've had?
They can get it to a point where it's not a tax write-off if they handle it correctly.
Let me put my call for pause in this. If you go back and you look at it, she's not the best player in the WNBA. If you go back and you look at it, Asia Wilson is. And if you want to look at, the
best player in the NBA.
And if you want to look at, if you want to look at a rookie, look at Cameron Brink.
Yeah.
With Sparks.
All right, but let me pose this argument. Because going back to Bird and Magic, Bird wasn't better than Wilt Chamberlain. Magic wasn't better than Dr. J. But they built the league that we see now. You know, you had those guys. You had Oscar Robinson and Julius Erving and all those guys. Very good players, great players, Wilt Chamberlain. And Bird and Magic stood on the shoulders of giants and built this league into what it is. And that's just the way it is. And they can do that with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Because
if you look at it right now, Angel Wilson is 28 points a game, averaging 11.5 boards, killing it. She's the best player easily.
She's the best player in the WNBA. And the women's league, period.
Yep. Easily. Now, I'm just saying, if you go back and look at it, Kayla's not even the best player.
She's a rookie, though, and they're not giving this kid a chance.
But I think she could have been on that team. I think she really could have. Outside of publicity, I'm talking her. Imagine her being on a team with people that are better than her at her own position.
Right, better than the team she's on.
I mean, I will say, though,
there's no doubt. She's still averaging like 20, and she's a rookie.
I will say, though, people are treating this like Isaiah Thomas being snubbed for Christian Laettner. And I don't think it's that bad.
That egregious. No, it's not.
I don't think it's that bad.
Like, but if Christian Laettner can make it, a USA team, come on now.
Kyrie just said goodbye to everybody on the court. Kyrie's coming out of the game.
Yeah.
Yep. 21 points, 2:37 left to go. Yeah, it's Boston's taking it, number 18, baby.
Yeah, Kyrie and Luka both stunk it up throughout the whole game. So.
They did. They really did. They really did. All right, gang. We got anything else we want to get off our chest before we get out of here tonight?
I was wrong.
Me too.
Yeah, well, given. That's given.
I was wrong about the finals. I said Dallas in 6, and yeah, that's.
Oh, I thought you were just saying you were wrong in general, and I was going to say yeah.
I mean, I'm right. My name's not Ambrose.
Oh man. Real quick, man, and I'm telling y'all, Seven's not here, so I gotta do it for him. Fuck Rob Manfred.
Fuck Rob Manfred.
Fuck you, Rob Manfred. Hate your ass. Roger Goodell about to get it too. Fuck Roger Goodell. Fuck you.
Why? What did he do? What I miss on that one?
Oh
man, he just been an asshole his whole life.
Jackass. He's being an old jackass. But yeah, I'm enjoying. I enjoyed the season, the NBA playoffs. I thought it was one of the better playoff seasons.
I agree.
We had no LeBron. We had no KD. We had no Steph. And it was still good.
That's great.
We got to see the upstart Timberwolves. We're gonna see what they can do next year. And we'll go from there. Anybody got anything else? We get out of here tonight?
Would it be wrong to send LeBron when he retires like a 1,000-page book?
Damn.
And ask for progress reports?
Damn.
No, I don't want to hear about LeBron when he retires, man.
And on that note, I want to say thank you to everybody coming through. Appreciate you guys coming through. Appreciate everybody out there in TV land. And we'll holler at you next week right here on the Sports Report Podcast. Everybody have a good week. Have a safe week. And take care.
Ando's dumb.
Fuck you, Rob Manfred.
Eat a dick, Ambrose.
I ain't gonna steal your dinner.
That's not my dinner, sir. That's yours. All yours.